"Don't worry about me," Donna Jones told her mother, who thought she had a cold, on the phone days before she died in her own basement of the stinking, oozing burns that covered almost half her body. In the murder case of Donna Jones, which occurred in December 2009, a distressing 911 call was placed by a man who discovered his wife unconscious and unresponsive.
What is your emergency?
Oh, my wife's not breathing! I just woke up, my wife's dead!
The arrival of the first responders brought with it an unexpected and harrowing scene, forever etched in their memories. It was unveiled that Donna Jones did not meet her demise peacefully during slumber. Rather, she endured a grueling 12-day period of torment, inflicted upon her by the very person who professed love and care. As investigators dwelled into the intricate details of the twisted narrative, they uncovered a series of warning signs that foreshadowed the tragic events leading up to that fateful day. Donna Ellen Jones, born on Christmas Day in 1975 in Ottawa, Canada, to Arena Merrick and James William Jones, has an intriguing background. Growing up as the younger sister to Jennifer, she later assumed the role of an older sister when her brother Derek was born just 17 months later. While there are indications of a strained relationship between Donna and her father, who held traditional views on gender roles, it remains uncertain whether this influenced her subsequent relationships. Despite personal insecurities regarding her weight and lazy eye, Donna possessed an innate talent for effortlessly forming friendships and garnered widespread affection from those around her. After successfully completing high school, Donna pursued her education at Carleton University, where she graduated with distinction. Shortly thereafter, she embarked on a rewarding career at the esteemed Canadian Food Inspection Agency, a position she had previously held during her studies. Demonstrating exceptional interpersonal skills, Donna swiftly forged robust professional relationships with her colleagues, earning her recognition as an invaluable asset to the team. Notably, her innate compassion and sincere dedication to children, coupled with her unwavering passion for sports, became readily apparent to those around her. Donna and Jennifer had a profound and intimate connection, with Jennifer serving as Donna's elder sister. In conversations revolving around Donna, Jennifer expressed admiration for her sister's exceptional qualities, emphasizing her ability to lend a sympathetic ear and instill a sense of self-belief in others. In essence, Donna served as a beacon of guidance, radiating positivity and uplifting those fortunate enough to cross her path. According to Natalie Waldorf, a close friend from high school, Donna possessed an innate magnetism that effortlessly drew people towards her. Natalie further attested to Donna's unparalleled kindness, boundless generosity, and remarkable sensitivity, making her one of the most compassionate individuals she had ever encountered. In the summer of 2005, Donna's life took a significant turn when she crossed paths with Mark Hutt, introduced to her by a mutual acquaintance. As those close to Donna, including her friends, relatives, and co-workers, observed, her demeanor underwent a discernible transformation. Notably, her previously outstanding work performance began to wane, and gradually she withdrew from her social circle, disengaging from her once vibrant interactions with friends. Despite possessing a wide social circle and being well regarded by others, Donna carried an undisclosed belief that genuine love would forever elude her. Given this underlying conviction, it becomes understandable that when Mark entered her life as a charismatic figure, he effortlessly captivated her. His mere presence appeared to hold the promise of the affection and companionship Donna had yearned for, rendering her susceptible to his charm and exerting a profound influence on her. Donna was navigating a particularly challenging period in her life when she crossed paths with Mark. At the time, she had recently made a significant step of purchasing her first house and embarking on independent living. Despite her financial competence, Donna harbored concerns about maintaining a comfortable lifestyle and meeting her mortgage obligations in the upcoming months. As their relationship deepened, Donna's loved ones started noticing troubling indications of domestic abuse. Mark incessantly called Donna when she was away from him, and she began to exhibit unexplained bruises on her body. Additionally, Mark heavily relied on Donna for financial support, often living off her earnings while exhibiting no hesitation in spending her money on unnecessary and extravagant items. Donna made concerted efforts to conceal the detrimental aspects of her relationship from her close circle of family and friends, driven by her sincere belief that Mark genuinely cared for her. Regrettably, Mark displayed a knack for exploiting her compassionate nature, frequently leveraging her challenging upbringing as a justification for his own behavior. This distressing scenario was a textbook example of domestic abuse, employing his manipulative skills. Mark adeptly manipulated Donna, employing acts of apparent affection such as tender notes concluding with endearments like "You're my angel," shortly after inflicting harm upon her. Over the course of 2 years, Donna continued to remain in this relationship before ultimately making the announcement of her intention to marry Mark in September 2007. This news generated deep concern among Donna's friends, who felt compelled to stage an intervention in a desperate attempt to persuade her to leave him and reconsider the wedding. They earnestly pleaded with Donna, urging her not to marry Mark. Unfortunately, despite their efforts, Donna proceeded with the wedding, and her friends chose not to attend. While it is understandable that they were unable to bring themselves to participate, their absence from the occasion inadvertently played into Mark's hands, allowing him to further isolate Donna from any form of support. Despite Donna's commitment to her work, Mark consistently sought to exert total control over her. Even during her lunch breaks, Donna would anxiously await Mark's call, and if a meeting ran longer than an hour, she would abruptly leave, knowing that Mark would be displeased with her inability to reach him during that time. Jennifer observed their deteriorating relationship from a distance, as her interactions with Donna were limited to phone conversations. Jennifer rarely had the opportunity to see Donna in person, and their interactions were few and far between. Over time, Donna found it increasingly difficult to conceal the escalating situation that unfolded within the confines of her relationship. Initially, she attributed the bruises and wrist marks to rough sexual encounters with a partner, Mark. Even Melanie Hill, one of Donna's friends, warned her about the potential for such relationships to escalate, often leading to tragic outcomes.
I don't know what I did, but the next thing I knew, I hit that thing, man. I wanted to just, you know what I mean? I was so frustrated, I just wanted to get my frustrations out. And when I hit that pot, she was behind me, and it just drenched her.
As Donna dedicated a significant portion of her time to work, it was her colleagues who bore witness to the growing violence perpetrated by Mark. His belligerent outbursts could be heard through the phone, as he incessantly demanded information about Donna's whereabouts and companions. When Donna failed to return home promptly, Mark would resort to threatening her, proclaiming that he would not only harm her, but also her family and himself. Donna's response to Mark's behavior demonstrated the desensitization Donna had undergone, as he simply stated, "Mark, I will be home." In mid-2009, signs of distress at Donna's residence became increasingly difficult to overlook, despite her attempts to conceal them. It became apparent when she arrived one day with a noticeable limp, and over the following months she displayed disturbing burn marks on her arms and legs, which she attributed to cooking accidents. The situation had reached such a critical point that Donna's colleagues began to fear for her well-being whenever she left for the weekend, unsure if they would ever see her again. Regrettably, their apprehensions were realized in a manner that was more horrifying than anyone could have anticipated. In late November 2009, Donna called in sick from work, citing the flu as the reason for her absence. Aware of the history of her relationship, Donna's boss decided to report suspected abuse to the police. However, the authorities did not follow up on the call. In the meantime, Donna's colleagues planned to stage an intervention upon her return to work, although that day never came. On December 6, 2009, at 9:15 a.m., Marquette dialed 911 to report that his wife was unresponsive and believed she had passed away. While the operator provided instructions for emergency measures, emergency services were dispatched. Detective Tara Anderson, an officer with the Ottoville police, arrived at the scene promptly and immediately noticed something peculiar even before entering the residence. Upon entering the home, Detective Anderson immediately noticed that one of the windows was wide open, which struck her as highly unusual during the freezing Canadian winter. However, as soon as she stepped inside, it became apparent why the window had been left open. The home emitted a strong odor of decay, reminiscent of death. Donna Jones was discovered in the basement, lying on a makeshift couch cushion mattress. She was afflicted with severe 3rd and 4th degree burns on her stomach, arms, and sides. Additionally, her face was visibly swollen, making it impossible for the paramedic, Logan Martin, to assess her pupil's response to light. Donna had 2 black eyes, and according to Detective Anderson, her injuries appeared consistent with being dragged behind a car on a gravel road. When Logan attempted to lift Donna's soiled shirt to assess her injuries, he found it firmly adhered to her wounds. Detective Anderson questioned Mark regarding Donna's condition, to which he explained that she had allegedly fallen into a fire at a friend's residence while inebriated 11 days prior. Mark claimed that Donna had refused medical assistance upon returning home. He further stated that he had been self-treating her by providing Tylenol for pain relief and allowing her to use his asthma inhaler while she experienced difficulty breathing. While he explained this to the detective, Mark was in a state of hysteria. He adamantly claimed that Donna had been alive just 3 hours prior and was enthusiastically discussing their Christmas plans. However, this was physically impossible. When Donna arrived at the hospital, she was pronounced dead. Subsequent autopsy results revealed that she had actually passed away approximately 12 hours before Mark called 911. She had succumbed to septic shock caused by a severe infection resulting from untreated burn wounds. It became evident that this was no ordinary campfire accident, as indicated by the burn patterns. The coroner concluded that Donna had been crouched down when scalding water was poured on her. Mark Hutt was promptly taken in for questioning, and at this point, his story had already begun to change. Mark revised his statement, shifting from the initial claim that Donna had fallen into a fire. Instead, he now maintains that he accidentally poured boiling water over her while she was unknowingly crouched behind him. Mark informed the detectives of his intention to transport her to the hospital, yet she declined due to concerns about potential consequences he might face. Over the course of the subsequent 11 days, Donna's health deteriorated, prompting her to communicate with her parents and inform them of an upcoming brief business trip. Assuring her mother, Irina, Donna expressed confidence in Mark's ability to provide the necessary care. Additionally, she contacted her employer, citing illness with flu-like symptoms and expressing her desire to remain at home until her recovery. Tragically, throughout this period, Donna's condition worsened, ultimately resulting in her demise. When the coroner presented the report, Mark Hutt was apprehended on charges of murdering Donna Jones.
My wife has never spoken to me the way she spoke to me 2 weeks ago. She basically told me that she was going to go with somebody else, that I wasn't going to be a father, that because I do, you know what I mean? I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I get stressed out just like everybody else. And it all started one day. I was making spaghetti in the kitchen, and I wanted to make enough for 2 weeks because my wife loves spaghetti. She loved my spaghetti. She loved it to death. So I was making a pot. I was boiling water for the noodles, and she came up behind me, and she said something about just like, this isn't working, this isn't happening, I'm gonna cheat on you, basically. Like, I'm you know what I mean? If things don't work out, I'm going, you know, and she kept just saying it and putting it in my head, and putting it in my head, and putting it in my head. Bills in our house have been stacked up higher than you can imagine. I've been going through things with my father, everything like that. And when she said that to me, the water was boiling, and she was behind me, and I thought she had left the room. Instead of leaving the room, she was behind me. She was crouched down, and she was getting Tupperware out of the thing to bring for work. And I don't know why, I don't know what I did, but the next thing I knew, I hit that thing, man. I wanted to just, you know what I mean? I was so frustrated. I just wanted to get my frustrations out.
Okay.
And when I hit that pot, she was behind me, and it just drenched her. And after that, I looked at her and I said, "Sweetheart, we need to go to a hospital." She said, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go to a hospital." She was afraid for me to get in trouble, and I said, I don't care. Just go to a hospital. Please, we can deal with this together. It's an accident. We can get through it. She didn't want to go. I begged. I pleaded with her.
The case proceeded to trial in mid-2013 and extended for over a month. Throughout this period, numerous expert witnesses were summoned to testify on various aspects of the case, including the emotional abuse and physical evidence of Donna's suffering. The jury was presented with the complete coroner's report, which revealed untreated past injuries such as a previously broken nose, broken ribs, recent head trauma, and even multiple wounds caused by pelican bullets. Shockingly, 2 of the 29 identified pellet gun bullet wounds were inflicted after Donna had been burned, indicating the disturbing nature of Mark Hutt's mindset. The prosecution summoned the medical director of the hospital for the Sick Children's Burn Unit, Joel Fish, to testify as an expert on burns. During his testimony, Fish confidently stated that he was entirely certain that Donna would have survived if she had received the appropriate medical treatment. Furthermore, he emphasized that due to the severity of Donna's burns, she would have experienced excruciating pain during her last days. However, when it was time for the defense to present a witness for Mark's case, they were unable to produce anyone. Mark's defense lawyer, Lauren Goldstein, could only assert that Donna's previous fractures, bruises, and cuts did not contribute to her death. Mark Hutt initially entered a plea of not guilty to the charge of murder. However, he later changed his stance and expressed his intention to plead guilty to the charge of criminal negligence resulting in death. Despite his offer, the prosecution rejected it and maintained that Mark should be charged with first-degree murder. Following the jury's deliberations, which took less than a day, a verdict was reached on June 7, 2013. Mark Hutt was found guilty of first-degree murder in the case of Donna Jones and was subsequently sentenced to life in prison. He will not be eligible for parole for 25 years. Even when the time comes for his life sentence to be reviewed, the severity and heinous nature of his crime are likely to ensure that Mark never sets foot outside the confines of the prison walls again. The tragic death of Donna Jones serves as a solemn reminder of the dangers and warning signs associated with domestic abuse in relationships. Despite the best efforts of Donna's friends and family to help her escape the abusive situation, it was revealed during the trial that she was likely suffering from trauma bonding due to the years of repetitive and unpredictable violence inflicted upon her by Mark. Thank you for watching. We would greatly appreciate if you could share your thoughts on this story in the comment section below. Additionally, if you enjoyed this true crime story, we recommend checking out our next story.